That's better. Okay. I had to update the title and stuff. And so now we're here. Now we are here. Check to make sure everything is reasonably decent. As we're live. Oh boy. Check to make sure okay. Good to go. Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Resales. My name is Ryan. I get stuff from yard sales, garage sales, thrift stores, various other venues to try to make a couple extra bucks online. This morning, 8 sales since yesterday. It's Friday morning, and Thursday, actually, I think I had a sale Thursday morning that went out with the mail, and then Thursday, rest of the day, things just started stacking up. So, good sales day Thursday for me, and we're going to get into all that stuff that sold, plus a handful of pickups. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to move this over here so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. So let's get the cheapies out the way first, and then we'll jump into the really good stuff, which is a really good manga sale. Anyway, t-shirt that I've been sitting on way too long. These are kind of a neat one. I thought the label would help sell it and the design, but it didn't. This is a Angelo Latrico t-shirt, German flag symbol on the front, $7. So I wish I could do better with clothing because it's easy, but you gotta, to really move stuff like this, you gotta know a lot more of the product, and I don't. Though I glance through it sometimes, and I've had a few scores here and there, but it's way too much to make money doing clothing. It's almost a volume issue, and I don't have the room, nor the time, nor the proclivity to handle it. So, plus my local Goodwills and stuff, the area where I live, 90 to 95% of it or more is like store brands and inexpensive brands. And it's just not going to flip real well. So it's not like I live in some, like if you live in a hiking town or like, New York, a place with a lot of money that donates their stuff, or something with a really heavy hobby outdoorsy type stuff where you can get that type of gear and that type of clothing, then sometimes you can do pretty well. But not here. So anyway, next up, book. Roger Zelazny, This Immortal. This is another $7 sale for a paperback. Great thing about Zelazny is I want to say I've never failed to sell a Roger Zelazny book, either lotted up or in some individual stuff. But he's an author to look for to at least lot up, and you can have had pretty good success with some of his stuff, particularly his Amber series. All right, next up. What else is cheapy that went out the door? Okay, here. This stack. This is a batch of Aliens versus Plants versus Aliens figures. There's actually some of these, not these. These are like the little PVC figures that aren't posable at all. Plants vs. Alien figures, I've actually sold a few really high dollar because it's a discontinued line. So this little batch of 4 figures went for $10. I was a little surprised, and these were also like a nickel a piece. So there you go. Couple more things here. The Satan Seller by Mike Markey. We've gone over before. Religious occult stuff sells. This one did. I think this is like more the good guy side than the bad guy side or whatever. This one went for a little more than the other one. this was $11 for this one. So keep an eye out for that stuff because sometimes it's good good bread and butter type stuff. Next up is Fire and Ice. This is a 1980s sword and sorcery cartoon. Not for kids, but it went for $19.99. This thing was sealed, so I snagged it. Don't do a ton of DVDs unless I'm pretty confident in them. This was one that was worth looking up because I figured it was a limited print run, high demand, and got it out the door. So there you go. Next, on the other side of all that, I saw the Bible. This actually looks better than it is. This is a New International Version, faux leather. This is leather look. NIV Bible. This one for only $15. It's sort of low end. This is gonna deteriorate and kind of fall apart over the next 10 to 20 years. This is not the best binding. But it's large print, red letter, and has some reference material in it. So it has clean copy. Nothing like nobody wrote their name in the beginning of it. So it meets all the criteria to get a Bible out the door. And I would dare say a Bible that meets all these standards is worth a minimum of $10 to $15. Clean copy, red letter, large print. That's an automatic $10 to $15 or more sometimes, depending on the rest of what's going on with the rest of it. So there we go. Morning, Juanita. About to hit the good stuff here. All right, next up is something that I've learned to look for because I've sold a couple here and there. This is a photography camera bag by a company called Crumpler. They have weird names for their bags too. I don't know why, but this is the $6 million home bag. Whatever. It looks like all the padding with it. Pretty clean. There was a little stain at the bottom, like somebody spilled something, but didn't really take away from it, and I noted it. Got this for like $1 or $2 at the Last Chance Goodwill, and it went for $42. Learn your bags. Learn bags. It's a slow education for me because I don't find a whole lot that are worth doing, but I found some here and there. So, camera bags are good ones to look at if you think you found something. So whenever you see a camera bag, worth taking an eye and looking up, because particularly if you see it around a lot of decent looking camera equipment, then you know the person you're dealing with may actually have a really good camera bag, and that's what this is. So that's going to be $42, and that's a good sale. And then, finally, got to the good stuff. This past weekend, I was at a yard sale. They had a lot of Japanese manga. And it was a stack of about 30 books for $60 or so. And I was a little hesitant at first. I figured that might be a deal. But they had a full run of a specific one, what numbers 1 through 22, and that's exactly what you want to see. And I looked them up; they looked like it was an out of print manga, and so I got it, and I sold this. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 17 more of these for $175. Purchase price of $60. I'd actually already sold one book for $11, and then the rest of these for $175, and I'm not done with them because I have Japanese language stuff that I'm still trying to figure out. So I still have up for sale. So we'll see how those go once it's all said and done. So real excited about that sale. Gonna get it out this morning, box it up. I'm gonna wrap them all pretty well. Maybe not necessarily individually, but they're going to get wrapped up pretty good. This isn't just going to be throw them in a bag, throw them in a box, and get them out the door. I've got to be a little more careful with these. Yeah, Juanita, it was really, really good find. And I liked it was a quick flip, too. It went out the door pretty fast. So, and that's always good when you have a high dollar item. I mean, good stuff sells fast. People need to learn that. If you got something sitting around, I'm guilty of this all get out because I think most of the stuff in my eBay shop is this way. Good stuff sells fast. High demand stuff will sell fast. eBay loves it and it bumps you up too. So this probably did a whole lot of good for my for the algorithm liking me. Is you put something up that people want to buy and it gets out the door. eBay just likes it. I wonder why. Maybe because it makes sense. Next up is a handful of stuff that I found and something you need to be looking for, particularly with Halloween right around the corner. Another religious book, The Apocalypse of Elijah. This is another pseudepigrapha type of religious, sort of adjacent to the Old Testament, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't know much about it, but it's one of those things that somebody pretended was supposed to be part of the Bible at some point. That's probably a $10 to $15 book, give or take. Next up, let's see. This I love buying these books, and they don't sell well, and I probably shouldn't as much as I do. But this is a Sherlock Holmes Junior Deluxe Edition. This actually by itself may be a $10 to $15 book. Some of these are like $2 to $3 books. Some of these go for a little bit higher. They lot up decently sometimes too. But I wouldn't pay more than $1 a piece on these, and probably shouldn't do that sometimes. All right, what else I grabbed that I listed? Oh, that manga sale. I was a little disappointed in these once I grabbed them, but it was sort of a big budget deal. I got about 5 or 6 manga t-shirts. The great thing is they're all the same size. These are all mediums. So I just lotted them up for $25. There wasn't a home run in the t-shirts with those, but I lotted them up for $25 and hoping get somewhere between $50 and $25 for all of them, and see how that goes. Okay, finally, here's the bolo for you that you need to be on the lookout for. This, and I've sold, I think this is the 4th one I've gotten my hands on. But this, if you go back, you may have actually seen me talk about it. This is a Ben 10 Omnitrix working sound and lights. And does all that stuff. So these things go between about $30 and $40 depending on condition and which specific one they are. I think I put this one and got it for $2 or $3. I'm putting it up for $40. I'll probably take over $25 for it once it hits. But these things move quickly, and it's time to grab them because it's costume time. And stuff that goes with costumes, particularly your higher quality stuff, if you can get your hands on it for costume purposes, it's great to grab. So, because people like showing off at parties and all that sort of thing. So, that's what I got there. So, that is everything for today on Friday morning. And it was a good Thursday. Hoping to have a good weekend with some of this stuff, but we'll see. I don't know that I have any home runs that are going to move, but we'll see. So, y'all like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. All right. Finish the recording. Anybody got anything else before I jump off? I was hoping to have a few more viewers this morning, but that's okay. All right. Y'all be good, and I